What's happening? You got the latest man, Leon Phelps here. And I am looking at a half-empty bottle of Cavassier, which means that we are just about out of time. But before I go, I'd like to leave you with just one more thought. This is a little something that I wrote. And I read, what is love? What is this longing in our hearts for togetherness? Is it not the sweetest flower? Does not this flower of love have the fragrant aroma of fine, fine diamonds? Does not the wind love the dirt? Is not love not unlike the unlikely knot it is unlikened to? Are you with someone tonight? Do not question your love. Take your lover by the hand. Release the power within yourself. You heard me, release the power. Tame the wild cosmos with a whisper. Conquer heaven with one intimate caress. That's right, don't be shy. Whip out everything you got and do it in the butt.
What's up, guys? How you doing? It's episode 3, Dadlife and Other Stories. Hope you guys liked that little poem. It was awesome. So this week, no James, unfortunately. He's getting ready for the IE Zine Fest tomorrow, which is at 12 p.m. It starts at noon. It goes from noon to 5. So he's getting ready for that stuff. Be sure to go visit him, support him in what he's doing, making these writings that he's put together. He's been doing it for a while, so finally to get it out there, I'm real stoked for him. Also, we were supposed to have Michael Tesaro coming out, another buddy of mine who's putting forth stories, short stories, and things like that for the IE Zine Fest. But unfortunately, he's getting ready also, so we weren't able to have him. So real quick, I'll just jump right into it. This week was crazy. There was a big release, and it was just one of the hugest things I've seen in my history of retail. It was pretty wild to see and very aggravating. So I had a terrible week, but it's Friday, and I finally get to come home, mess with my computer, finally actually plug in this microphone that Andrew gave me. I don't know if you noticed, but there is a huge difference this week in my speaking voice. I finally figured out what happened, and it turns out this microphone was plugged in, but it wasn't picking up any sound. So my fault, but this one should be better. So yeah, it was a crazy week. Any dad, I think, that I've talked to has had that one like big scare with their kids, that just where there's a hospital visit and just like all these crazy thoughts go through your head. I had mine this past weekend. My 7-month-old rolled off the bed. She's been rolling and trying to crawl now. So it's crazy just to see her move around. But I mean, we're sitting there getting ready. It just happens in a flash. It's insane. And I think any dad out there who is listening can agree with me, but it just happens. There's nothing you can do. There's, unless you're like the Flash and can get there in, light speed, then you can't do anything about it. So it was real crazy. She rolled off the bed. I don't know if she hit her head or not, but there was a thump, like we heard it. And she was crying, and nothing happened. She didn't have a seizure or anything, but it was so crazy to see. I mean, babies can't talk, they can just cry. So it's not like I could go tell her like, oh, what's wrong? You know what I mean? So, we take her to the hospital, and the whole time, I don't know. I mean, some of my friends, don't believe in God. I do personally. It's just a personal belief. I don't really care if you don't or not. I don't judge anybody. I could care less their religious beliefs, but it's just something that I believe in, and I choose to have a spiritual life that way. Anyways, and I'm just praying and just saying, God, take care of my baby and let her be okay. And it turns out she was perfectly fine. No lumps, no bruises. She could move her arms, everything. But since then, it's just been crazy to think, a life without my kids being with me is just a life I don't want to be in. So any dads out there who have gone through it, or are going through it, don't feel guilty. It happens to the best of us. It's just, everybody's done it. Everybody's dropped their kid. Everybody's had their kid roll downstairs. I personally, when I was a kid, rolled down like 4 flights of stairs, still fine, still here. Don't beat yourselves up about it. Moms too. Moms take it really hard. Moms, if a kid gets hurt, it's okay. It's fine. I mean, that's what doctors are there for. They're going to help you. They're going to take care of your kid and make sure nothing happens to it. So, don't feel guilty. That's mainly why I'm saying this, is because I notice a lot of moms out there, they'll drop their kid or something will happen to their kid and they just feel terrible. But I mean, it's something that happens. It's unfortunate. And, we learn from it now. I don't even like her being on the bed. I'd rather her be in my arms now. So it's crazy. So that was my dad life story for the week. Also, kids have been on vacation, so I've had both of them, and it's crazy to deal with 2 kids at once. I know some dads out there who have like 4 or 5 kids, so it's just like, my hat's off to you, man, because I could barely deal with 2. So, all right. Well, with that, let's go ahead and do our sweet segment, because I got a lot of steam to blow off there. So I think we had a cool clip for it. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on.
Right here, come on. Come on, Kenny. I feel 10 feet tall right now. And strong as an ox. Who the fuck is this guy? Hey, who the fuck are you? Huh? Who the fuck are you? Okay, I like it. All right.
Gotta love Stevie Janowski, right? I missed that show just for Stevie Janowski. So it comes to this, my segment called Assholes of the Week. I have so many Assholes of the Week. I probably have a good 500, because that's how many assholes I've dealt with this week. It was retarded. As I said before, there was a huge release. I won't say what it is, but you could probably guess if you know me really well. And it wasn't so much the release date, because that was pretty smooth. It was the 2 days afterwards. My gosh, I have never seen so many grown-ass dudes cry over spilt milk. I can't go into specifics because I don't want to get fired. So those that know me, you know what I'm talking about. Those that don't, come up to me. I would love to vent some more, because it was just ridiculous. Grown-ass men crying over something as small as a game of shooting. So yeah, there's a hint. But yeah, it was stupid. Same 5 questions. Oh, am I getting this? Am I getting this? Am I getting this? Well, you ordered that, didn't you? Yes. That was the whole incentive for ordering it, wasn't it? Yes. Okay, so you're getting that in your game. Oh, I messed up. Sorry. Anyways, so it's been super aggravating. You get so many people from different walks of life picking up this release, and it's just annoying. I mean, I guess I can't really put you guys into that position, because maybe you don't know what I'm talking about, but just the same. Imagine getting the same question for a good 7 hours and having to answer it with the smiley face and in full detail. I can imagine just some of my friends being just so aggravated. And if you can do that job, then my hat's off to you, because geez, it just gets annoying. And I'll go ahead and tell you another story. This guy comes in. He wants to buy an Xbox or a PS3. He comes at me and he goes, hey, what's better, like a PS3 or a 360? Because I got like this badass TV, right? Fucking badass, bro. It's fucking badass. Like it's so badass. And I got like this stereo system that's like badass. And I'm like, okay, cool, man. Well, like, I guess what I really wanted to say is tight. How badass is it? But I didn't, because I'm at work. So so I'm like, okay, well, do you want to, which one is better for you? Thinking he would at least know a little bit of what the PS3 or the Xbox does. He didn't know a damn thing. He just wanted something badass. So anyways, I'm like, well, who are you going to be playing with? And he's like, okay, I'm going to be playing with my uncles, my nephews. They all have 360s. Okay, and he's like, but I want badass definition, bro, like badass, like it's fucking badass. And I was like, all right, well then, go with the PS3. It's got Blu-rays. It does have better definition because the games are Blu-ray coded, and you get free online play, so that's cool. And then I said, but a lot of your friends have Xboxes and you're going to want to play with your friends. That's just inevitable. Everybody wants to play with their friends online. So I said, you may as well get an Xbox. It turns out he was just like, well, I just wanted to know which one's better. So, all right, bye. And it was just like the stupidest thing because it was almost like that little kid who was like, oh, should I get Nikes or Adidas? Like, but all my friends are wearing Nikes. So I guess I'll get Nikes. I don't know. It was just real dumb. So hopefully that made you laugh. It was pretty retarded to me. And that's pretty much what I dealt with the whole week, was just people who don't normally come into the store came in because it's a huge release. I won't say what that is, but you can pretty much guess what it is. You probably have a copy of it. So look for me online in about 2 months when I can buy it pre-owned. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go into our spotlight band this week. I didn't really have a chance to think of one, so I'm just going to go off the top of my head and we'll just say, let's see what I've been listening to lately. You know what? I really have been listening to Chacon. It's not really a new band, but they did just come off a tour with Behemoth, and I caught that tour, and it was one of the most amazing live sets I've ever seen. I have friends who have seen them in smaller places, and they do the whole like dead carcasses on the stage and just blood poured all over themselves. They did do the blood poured all over themselves, but they just had a couple stage props like the big Chacon signs and chains and things like that. They had the inverted crosses in the front. It was just real cool to see. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the Chacon song that I've been real into. I believe it's called "Reaping Death." So here it is.
There is a place beyond the dream of life that will die. Dying away beyond the greatest of life. Some for the living, trust for the dead. Here's no peace, none within, none without. Still where my tigers that never know. Timeless in wisdom, unknown in mind. Holy evil. My trembling eyes don't see you, yet my fear is once revealed.
right, so that was Watain with Reaping Death. Great song. I've been real into that song lately for some reason. Watain, 1349, Bathory. Just been listening to a lot of black metal, and I've just been in a black metal mood, I guess. So speaking of, in news, we're going into our news thing. Watain recently signed a deal with Century Media. It's a worldwide deal. So hopefully more tours, more state tours, hopefully little club tours, so that they'll be able to come out and, you know, do their thing, and with the Carcasses and the Death Smell and Fire and Eric just being a crazy frontman, which would be awesome. Let's see what else. Hopefully they also have an album planned out for 2013, saying it's coming from a real desolate, lonely place. So I imagine it'd be real atmospheric, hopefully super epic sounding with just amazing instrumentation. Visions of Disorder is planning a show in Cali February 2nd at the Whiskey. So that should be a sweet deal for all those Visions of Disorder fans who play the New York Hardcore DVD over and over again like it's 94. That, you know, good job for those guys. Rotten Sound is coming out with a new 6-song EP coming out January 22nd in 2013. Be sure to pick that up. Rotten Sound is an awesome band, and they put out a really good full-length couple months back. Let's see what else. Hirax. I'm really excited for this show. This show is going to be awesome. Every time Midnight comes, it's Hirax and Midnight. Every time Midnight comes to Cali, I always miss them, and I'm real sad about it because Midnight rules. If you haven't heard Midnight, please listen to them. I think we'll do a spotlight on them next week. Midnight's just this awesome like thrash metal, dark sounding band. They're insane. So Hirax and Midnight, they're playing at the Key Club December 22nd. What else? Cro-Mags is playing at the Key Club February 1st. I love the Cro-Mags. I can't get enough of them. I've seen them plenty of times, and I don't care. They're just, every time they're solid. Love the Cro-Mags. Trash Talk and Mellow Hype. I just think that's an interesting tour, so I decided to report on it. Trash Talk's been doing this thing with Odd Future Collective, so they put out their new record. It's called 119. It's cool. It's, you know, if you like Trash Talk, you'd be into it. I think it's a good sound. It's just not something I would listen to on the daily, but definitely check it out because it is good. Exhumed playing the Slide Bar for free December 5th. It's a Wednesday. Be sure to come out because Hordes is opening that show. So definitely support them. Hordes is a great band. They're a great bunch of dudes. I can't wait to hang with them then, and hopefully sooner. That's going to be real fun. Let's see what else is in the news that I can find. Hatebreed came out with a track last week. I believe it's called Torch It or Torch, something that has to do with a torch. I didn't bother remembering it because I listened to it and I was just blown away at how cheesy it was. It was just super, you could tell just by the book, like let's just write a cheesy hardcore song. I mean, I can imagine Jamie Josta just saying that, like, oh, you know what, let's just do some filler and put in this song. And if he's like, no, it's not filler, it's a legit song, then damn, because it's super cheesy. Like, all I remember is I'm watching the video and there's like this breakdown coming and there's like toms going and Frank Novinek's just like wailing. And then it just goes, torch it, dun, 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 like into this like moshy riff. And I'm just like, man, either I'm getting over Hatebreed, which I'm not because I love Hatebreed. They were like one of my favorite bands. But just damn, like get more metal sounding or heavy sounding. I think it would go off really well. I haven't heard the rest of the album, but I don't know if I have too big of an expectation of it after that first single. Maybe it's just a single and then everything else around it is really good. So that would be awesome. It's about 21 minutes in. That was pretty much our news segment. I didn't really have a lot to do for that, so we'll just go ahead and nobody called in. I had posted a question on the Facebook, you know, for people to call in to be on this podcast, and nobody called in. So I'm real bummed out about that. I mean, is there something wrong? Am I doing something wrong? Did you want to be shy and just not call in? please call in. I'm gonna try this again. Question for next week would be one band that you really want to see in 2013 and why. So let's do that, just because this is really centered around music and family life. So we'll go with a music question this time. Maybe it'll get more people to come to call and talk to me. I don't know why. It's a Friday. What do most people do on Fridays? Probably nothing. They're just getting home from work. So maybe that's what it is. You're still at work. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and do a throwback then. I kind of wanted to mellow out with a throwback just because, I've been playing a lot of like heavier stuff, like Pentagram and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and just slow it down and put in one of my favorite artists. His name is Morrissey, for those that don't know. I know I have a lot of friends who listen to this podcast who love Morrissey, some that don't also. But just the lyrics, it's kind of in the middle of the song that I'm about to play, but those lyrics just kind of got me through the week, and you'll know what I'm talking about once you hear it. So this is Morrissey with I've Forgiven Jesus off the You Are the Quarry album.
I was a good kid. I wouldn't do you no harm. I was a nice kid with a nice paper round. Forgive me any pain I may have brought to you. With God's help I know I'll always be near to you. But Jesus hurt me when he deserted me. But I have forgiven Jesus for all the desire he placed in me, when there's nothing I can do with this desire. I was a good kid. Through hail and snow I'd go just to moon you. I carried my heart in my hand. Do you understand? Do you understand? But Jesus hurt me when he deserted me. But I have forgiven Jesus for all of the love he placed in me, when there's no one I can turn to with this love. Monday, humiliation. Tuesday, suffocation. Wednesday, condescension. Thursday is pathetic. By Friday, life has killed me. By Friday, life has killed me. Why did you give me so much desire when there is nowhere I can go to offload this desire? And why did you give me so much love in a loveless world, when there's no one I can turn to unlock all this love? And why did you stick me in self-deprecating bones and skin? Jesus, do you hate me? Why did you stick me in self-deprecating bones and skin? Do you hate me? Do you hate me? Do you hate me? Do you hate me? Do you hate me?
Awesome song. I really just love Morrissey as a lyricist and an artist. I mean, one of my friends said it best. There's really no one in the world who can't relate to a Morrissey song. So I mean, I just that song was just really lifting me up this week. Just because it's beautiful. I mean, in my opinion, it's such a beautiful song, and yeah, it was just really motivating and uplifting. His songs tend to do that for me. Everybody says, oh, it's so depressing or it's so sad, and it's like, no, it's uplifting to me because there's somebody out there who understands and knows exactly what I'm going through at an exact moment. So if you're trying to get into Morrissey, definitely start with the Smiths and work your way to solo stuff, or just listen to his solo stuff. I mean, all of it's good. Me personally, I enjoy everything that he does, all the albums, B-sides, everything like that. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and head out like that. Thank you guys so much for listening. Even if there's only one of you or 5 of you, this is a huge outlet for me, and I really do feel fortunate in order to have the equipment to do this and put it out there, because it's such a huge relief for me at the end of the week to talk into a microphone and know that even if one of you is listening, you guys are listening and you really do care about this podcast. So keep it going. Repost on your pages if you can. I'm dead serious. If it takes me 5 years, this thing's going to be huge and everybody's going to listen to it. So you guys have a great week, and we'll see you guys next week. You have a nice night. Thanks for listening. This is Dadlife and Other Stories, episode 3. We did it. Have a good night. Bye.